what happens to your TFSA when you pass away? Now, you may have heard me talk about things like wills, things like power of attorneys, things like life insurance, things like trusts. However, one thing that is often overlooked is your TFSA. You see, your TFSA or tax-free savings account will determine how much of your wealth is transferred tax efficiently to the person that you love. You see, with a tax-free savings account, yes, it grows tax-free. You can take the money out tax-free. However, when you pass on, different rules will apply to your TFSA. And this is something that perhaps I've never mentioned before, but in this discussion, we're going to talk about the different type of rules that will apply when you pass away with a tax-free savings account, so you can make a really good decision on what to do with your TFSA while you're alive. But first, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, you drop a comment down below. My name is Leon Mann. I'm a licensed wealth consultant with Money Assist Financial. And what I do, I help hardworking folks, perhaps it may even be yourself, but I help them to add an additional multiple 6 to 7 figures to their retirement portfolio. I'm able to do this by providing a free, no obligation financial guideline. This works much like a GPS. It's gonna show you what you need to do to map out the type of lifestyle, the type of retirement that you would like to live based on where you currently are. Now, when it comes to your TFSA at death, when you're filling out the application form, you're gonna have the first option, which is the successor holder. Now, the successor holder means that if you have a spouse, if you have a partner, and you passed on, you have the option of naming your spouse as a successor holder. Now, the good thing about selecting a successor holder is that if you pass on, your TFSA will automatically go towards the successor holder. So your spouse or your partner will automatically assume ownership of your TFSA account. Your investments will be intact, it will be transferred tax-free, and also it's not going to affect their contribution room. So if they max out their TFSA, your TFSA transferred upon death will go towards their ownership without troubling their contribution rule, which is a great initiative, right? Because they can max it out and they can automatically assume that additional ownership of your TFSA, which is an additional death benefit, and also it's a survivor benefit as well for them. Now, the second option is a beneficiary. A beneficiary can be your child over 18 years of age. If you have children 18 years of age and above, and it can also be things like your loved one, right? These are beneficiaries that can be named to your TFSA. But the good thing about a beneficiary is that the money is passed on tax-free, right? So it does not cost any taxes. There is no taxes to be paid. However, one difference with a beneficiary after it is transferred is that if the investments were to go up, for example, in the deceased person's TFSA, then you're going to have to pay taxes on it, right? So the best thing to do if you are the beneficiary and you are the owner of a deceased person's TFSA, for example, is you want to take it out of that TFSA and you want to transfer it over to your TFSA, right? That would be the best case scenario, because unlike a successor holder, is that if the investments go up in that TFSA, it's going to be taxed. And this is perhaps the only time it actually will be taxed. For example, when it comes to things like capital gains, right? So you want to consider that upon death. Now, the TFSA, for example, does not automatically bypass probate. but you have to designate either a successor holder or a beneficiary. Otherwise, it will go towards your estate, and there will be things like probate fees. It's going to be taxed along with the estate. So make sure that you're able to have a beneficiary assigned to it, which is one of the things that I would usually do when I'm setting up a TFSA. You can choose your beneficiary, for example, when you're filling out the TFSA application form. TFSA is an excellent estate transfer tool, similar to a life insurance. Tax complication, without any tax complications, it's going to be able to transfer to your loved ones in a very efficient manner and a smooth manner. Now, here are some common mistakes that I see people would usually make. They would usually assign a beneficiary, but if they have things like a divorce or they have a marriage, you have to revisit your beneficiary, right? For it to work well. Because if you don't revisit your beneficiary, it may not go according to how you would like it. So here are some things that you should do if you have a TFSA. You should keep updating your TFSA every couple of years, and you should ask yourself, well, who is the beneficiary? Who is your successor holder? And is your TFSA aligned with your estate plan? You see, the little details in a TFSA will matter to the people that you love the most. And this is worth planning for, right? So I do hope that this presentation has provided some insights when it comes to TFSA and estate planning, right? The TFSA is just like a life insurance upon death, right? It bypasses probate, but you have to really direct it to. If you have a TFSA that does not provide the option of selecting a beneficiary, you may want to consult either a financial professional or someone like myself who can at least help you to select a beneficiary or a successor holder so that your TFSA can be transferred tax-free, bypass probate, and go directly to your loved one. If you would like to know more on how to set up a TFSA, hey, feel free also to contact me. Gladly provide you insights on setting up a TFSA. And feel free also, if you got value in this video, feel free to hit a like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Show the channel some love. I thank you guys for tuning in to this presentation. By the way, check out also my website, leonman.ca, where I discuss all the benefits in which I can help you with your estate plans. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, I wish you nothing but the best on your estate planning. Peace and love. Take care.